survived the wedding this weekend. It was great. We love who my son married. In fact, we love her. We like him. But there were a lot of great moments there. And in case you're wondering, did I cry? The answer is yes. I was walking down the aisle. My son is arm in arm with my wife and I got about 4 rows down, and I could hear people whispering, "He's crying. Is he crying? He's crying." And I finally said to everyone in the church, "Yes, I'm crying." I said it out loud. So we get to our seats. Ceremony begins. I'm doing okay. Ceremony begins. My son's wife walks down the aisle. I get behind my wife. I hold her shoulders, and I cry into her hair so no one can see me. Now, guys will cry. Guys will weep. Mine was embarrassing. Mine was a full-blown, and I'm thinking this is a great moment. Now, my son can't look at me. He tells me later, he goes, "Dad, I had to tune you out." And then my daughters are looking, and they start crying because I'm crying. One of the groomsmen starts crying because I'm crying. I'm ruining the ceremony. Hair and makeup, I am ruining it for all of these women. And so, my wife is like, you got to get it together. Well, I don't know how to get it together in the moment. And, when you see your son walk down the aisle, you see, who he's going to marry, you got all family members there, and it hits you so hard. I can't imagine. I talked to my 3 daughters after, and I said, look, I will bribe you to not have a ceremony. Don't make me give you away. Pick out a car. Pick out a house. I don't want to. I can't do this. But we survived, and I did give a speech at the rehearsal dinner, and I brought my wife up there with me because I said, look, just be there for moral support. In case I start to break down, then you jump in. And so we get up there. She starts saying all of these wonderful things about who my son is marrying. She starts crying, and I go, what are you doing? I say this to her out loud. What are you doing? You're not supposed to be doing this. But I got through the speech, and I did make fun of the father of the bride. I did. I roasted him a little bit.
Oh, dear.
And he's a wonderful person. Chip is a wonderful person. But I roast him. I mean, somebody's got to be roasted, and I roasted him. Of course, to make myself look better, I roasted him.
Does someone have to be roasted?
I don't know. But
it's a wedding. It's a wedding.
I don't know that someone has to be roasted.
I thought if I roasted my future in-law, then it would take away the possibility of me crying. So I'm roasting him. And I show up on the wedding day. 4 different guys said to me, hey, you see what Chip's wearing? I go, I said, no, not yet. Oh, he's decked out. I go, okay, how decked out can it be? I got a tux on. So 4 different people said, you got to see what Father Bride's got on. Well, he's a former naval officer. He shows up. He's right out of a movie. He's got his hat on, or he's got his medals, dress blues, and I go, you have got to be kidding me.
Like a Tom Clancy novel.
Yes.
Mayonnaise.
Yes. The Hunt for Red October. I mean, he's right there. And I went, okay, shots fired.
Does he have the chest full of the little colorful things?
Yes.
Ugh.
Yes.
That's
and
tough.
then his dad is a Navy guy, shows up, and he's got all of this. His dad brought a sword to cut the cake.
I could already see what these dudes' forearms look like. They're like my thighs.
And if you would have given me 2 hours, I would have gone out and got some military gear. I would have done like camo, Army, Navy store. I would have gotten a helmet. I would have had grenades. Like I would have enlisted just to be able to top him. And I thought, God, he got me. Okay, that he changes out of his military uniform. He's performing part of the ceremony of the wedding. He's a deacon. And he went from that, and then he put on the robe. He had, I said, he crushed me twice. And then we get ready to leave after the ceremony. He gets back in the dress blues, and he looks like $1 million.
And then he flew the helicopter to the honeymoon, and you're like, okay, Chip, we get it.
He got into the Black Hawk helicopter.
Okay, Chip.
Yeah, Paul.
If you knew that coming in, you should have brought like Oberman down, a camera crew, and done like a live sports center in the middle of the nuptials. Just a reminder, everybody.
Yes, Todd.
Do you have to salute, thank him for his service? Are you at ease? What's the situation there for a wedding?
Well, I wasn't at ease, let's put it that way. But I will say that his father, 88 years of age, spent his military career on submarines. He brings in his sword for them to cut the cake. I didn't know it was bring your own sword reception. BYOS.
Is that like where you're checking your pockets like you're missing your keys? Like, where's my sword right now?
I think I had a penknife with me, and they brought in a sword. But, yeah, shots not fired, but the message was sent loud and clear. But it was a wonderful moment. I said to my daughters, you don't have to get married. Like, you don't. Your mom would prefer, but you do not. And here's another one. Chip, father of the bride, knows that I cry all the time. Gave me a monogram hanky, his initials, for me when I weep, when I cry.
And then he dropped and gave you 20 push-ups just to show you could. Good. Patrick.
Oh, boy. Welcome to draft week. We're ready to go. I'm all fired up here.
Did you have fun, though? Like fun?
I did. I'm so proud of my son. Like, all the things that he's done. I said, the most important thing you've ever done that makes us the proudest is who you pick to marry. Like, he found somebody. And it's not that easy. But, oh, my God. You're able to have conversations, and now it's like it's serious stuff, and like you can't scold him for things.
Wait, is this? I didn't realize we were rolling it.
I didn't know you had actual audio.
I asked you to wear a lav mic. Would you characterize it as crying or sobbing?
It was sobbing.
Or wailing?
No. Well, wailing, sobbing, not crying.
Heaving?
There could have been some heaving.
I heard reports of heaving.
Well, there were some of the groomsmen were heaving before the wedding. But oh my God. And I forgot, guys who are young can drink. They're like, hey, we're going to go out and play cornhole for 5 hours. And we're going to drink. And I went up. I said, well, I'll have a beer, and then I got to go take a nap. Oh. I'm the artist who formerly known as Dan Patrick. But, yeah, it was great. Wonderful. And for anybody out there, if you're going to go through this, or I don't care what you think, how you're going to feel, what your reaction is going to be, it will hit you so hard, and you cannot hide. If I could have paid for somebody to make it all go away, all of my tears, I would have paid $50,000, because when you're holding on to your wife and you're crying into her hair, the back of her head, and I'm making a mess out of everybody. Yes,
band DJ?
There was a DJ.
Did you dance?
I danced one dance with my wife.
Smart.
That was it. Well, Chip in his dress blues, they have a whole routine with him and his daughter.
Turns out he's a flamenco dancer.
He's a former professional ballroom dancer.
Yeah, who knew?
And he's out there, and their, brown-eyed girl comes on, and they're spinning and the whole thing. And I said to my wife, there is no bleeping way. No. And then, they played a song for my son and my wife, and then everybody could join them on the dance floor. And then that was it. I said, I'm going out to the bar. I gotta go. And I went out and ordered, I wanted to have like a bourbon. Like I had to prove that I was a man. Yeah. Because I was not a man the whole weekend. It's like, what is wrong with him? And I ordered a bourbon. I was like, I'm going to do a shot of bourbon. Went into the gift shop. I bought a bottle of vodka and a bottle of gin. It was held at a distillery. And so I thought, I got to man up here somehow, some way, because I am folding. I'm melting. Yes, Todd.
So they're all mesmerized by Chip and want to hear all his Navy stories, and the occasional person passes by you and says, who do you think the Niners are going to take at 3?
No, it'd be like, Chip, tell us when you were on the destroyer, and then Patriots going to move on? Yeah, I mean, hey, if Justin Fields slips, you think the Patriots? Chip, tell us again about your face-to-face with the enemy and...
One's got government clearance. The other has the insider of what the Vikings are going to do.
Yeah. Oh,
what's going on with my Yankees there? It's a tough start for them.
Yeah. I did get an obligatory sports question because I think people felt like, I don't even know what to say to this guy because I was just a puddle of water. Like, some guy at the very end goes, I feel like I got to ask you a question about my Patriots. And I go, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, let me tell you. All right, McLevin, you got a poll question for me today?
Well, I was going to just ask, is it cool to cry at weddings for a man? I think you've made it cool. I think it's cool now.
Okay, crying is fine.
Oh, cry. Okay, yeah.
Openly grieving. Like you would have thought I was at a funeral. Dan Marley and the Wailers.
You sort of have this energy of like, you survived. You came back in, like you're telling the story, and you're like, but we made it. Yes. Somehow we got out of there alive. Like it's like your son's wedding, and somehow he got out alive.
It sounds like something Chip would have said when he was in the military that we got out alive. I'm talking about getting out of a wedding weekend alive. He was probably in Nam. Meanwhile, I'm at a reception at a distillery. Somehow got out alive. Yeah. Should get a medal for this.
Thoughts and prayers.
Yes.